guys, it's Nicole Jones from the Physio Crew, and I'm just giving you a few tips on frozen shoulder. So if you've been to the GP and you've been diagnosed with frozen shoulder, the first thing to do is make sure it is actually frozen shoulder. So GPs have the hardest job in the world, they do an amazing job, but they've got to be a jack of all trades, okay? So basically, to know if you've got a frozen shoulder, you want to look at the pattern of movement, you want to look at what's restricted. So if a shoulder is just painful and has a developed tightness over time because you haven't been able to move it because of pain, it can look like a frozen shoulder. But the key thing is to look at your external rotation. So if you can go fully up, then it's unlikely that you've got a frozen shoulder. But if you're finding that a lot of your movements are restricted, particularly external rotation, which is that one, elbow in, hand out, then that is possibly frozen shoulder. The best thing to do is actually go to your local physio, get booked in and get a clear diagnosis, because even if you just spend your £45–50 to get your assessment, at least what you're going to do is you're going to know the right exercises to be doing. If it is frozen shoulder, depends on what stage you are to the effect that we can have. Personally, I've seen people in all different stages who have made improvements, whether that is because the joint capsule is being affected or whether the muscles are being affected. I personally think that most of the time I'm having an effect on the muscles, not the joint capsule, particularly in the frozen phase. But that can still be enough to allow you to, you know, reach something off the top shelf, put your shoes on, be able to reach behind your back. So yeah, if you've been diagnosed with frozen shoulder, make sure your diagnosis is really clear, make sure you've seen an expert, and so that you've got the right exercises to do, and don't just give up on it and say, oh well, I'll just wait for 2 years, because actually you could be doing stuff in the meantime that gets you closer to your goal. And yeah, eventually it will get better, but you know, there's 2 years of having a stiff arm. If we can get you, you know, 10–15 degrees more, then that's going to be helpful for you, it's going to make a difference to your life. And as physios, we're all regulated by the CSP, so we're never going to do something that that we think is unethical. So if we do a couple of sessions and not changing it, we're not going to keep bringing you in. You know, if it works, fantastic. If it's not working, then we won't do that. So yeah, I hope that's been helpful. If you want to ask me any questions, my email is nicole@thephysiocrew.co.uk, and I do quite a lot of Facebook Lives, so you can always comment on those. But I don't mind if you live in Scotland or anywhere else or anywhere in the world. Like, my aim is to help people. So if you've got a question, put it in the link and in the comments box below, and I'll do my best to answer it. If you don't get an answer, nicole@thephysiocrew.co.uk. Speak to you later, guys.